Okay, let's dig into this. We're looking at an idea we actually wrote about recently.
Right.
It's this pretty interesting thought about where business tools might be heading, software like QuickBooks,
Yeah.
and how banking fits into all that.
Yeah, the whole landscape seems to be shifting.
And speaking of banking, this deep dive is brought to you by Access Softtech. They're the premier provider of digital banking solutions.
Good connection there.
So yeah, our goal today really is to unpack what we argued in that piece. The main idea being that business banking, when it gets more integrated, could really change things for traditional accounting software.
It's interesting when you think about it. I mean, the tools businesses use for money, they aren't static, right?
Not at all.
They evolve.
Yeah.
Technology changes, what users want changes,
Hmm.
especially with digital banking becoming, well, so central to how businesses operate now.
Absolutely. And the way we started thinking about this, the sort of core analogy in our piece, was looking back at Quicken.
Oh, Quicken. Yeah, I remember that well. Personal finance, late 90s, early 2000s, it was the thing.
Totally dominant. You'd install it on your computer, track everything meticulously, budgets, spending, investments. It was the hub.
Definitely the hub for your household finances.
But then online banking started getting, well, better, more mature.
Right. Banks started doing more than just showing your balance.
Exactly. You got like searchable transaction histories online. You could pay bills right there on the bank site, move money easily, all the basic stuff.
And so what happened? Those core things, checking balances, seeing what you spent, paying bills, they became part of the banking platform itself.
Accessible anywhere too, no special software needed for the day-to-day stuff.
And yeah, the perceived need for Quicken, at least as that central daily manager, it just started to fade for a lot of people
Its main selling point kind of got absorbed.
because the bank itself was doing more of the heavy lifting.
So the parallel we drew in our writing is, okay, look at business banking in QuickBooks now.
It feels similar, potentially.
Just like online banking took on Quicken's functions, the idea is that these more powerful business banking platforms could start absorbing features you traditionally only found in accounting software.
Yeah, and it's probably not about replacing everything QuickBooks does, right? It handles complex accounting.
Oh, definitely not overnight.
But for the core operational needs, for the typical small business.
That's the thing. Our piece suggests the path looks kind of like Quicken's because, well, where does a business's financial life really center?
It's the bank account. Always comes back to the bank account.
And we highlighted one specific feature in the piece as like a really key next step here, something that just feels natural inside banking.
Which is invoicing.
Exactly, putting invoicing right into the business banking platform.
Okay, and let's think about why that's such a big deal. Invoicing. It's
You're
fundamental.
absolutely critical.
It hits that urgent need small businesses have.
Huh.
Getting paid,
Hmm.
managing the cash flow.
It's not just bookkeeping, it's step one in getting money in the door.
Businesses need to send those invoices out, like yesterday, to get the cash they need for expenses, for payroll.
Right. We talked about that basic small business money cycle in the piece. You got to request the cash.
That's the invoice.
Then you receive it into your account.
Hopefully quickly.
And then you dispense it, paying your own bills, running payroll, whatever.
And usually, that request part, the invoicing, happens over here in one system,
Right, maybe QuickBooks, maybe something else.
while the receive and dispense happen over there, inside the bank,
So the idea is bring invoicing into the bank platform.
where the money actually lands and gets sent from.
And you complete that whole essential loop right there in one place.
Yeah, and we noted it's not just, oh, that's convenient. It's about making reconciliation easier, maybe getting paid faster.
Giving businesses a much clearer, real-time picture of their actual cash situation.
A clearer view.
It's really interesting how we framed it in the writing. It's this huge opportunity, right, for the banks or fintechs building these platforms and for the businesses using them.
Definitely an opportunity.
But also a challenge, a potential risk maybe for the traditional software players if they don't adapt or figure out how to integrate really well.
Yeah, the market tends to favor things that simplify workflows, remove that friction.
Makes sense. So maybe something for you listening to think about, especially if you run a business or manage finances. If these core functions, like invoicing, that crucial request step, are starting to move into banking platforms, what other tools, what other separate financial tasks that you use today might eventually find their way into these more integrated financial hubs?
Good question. Where does that integration stop? Or does it?
And what does that evolution mean for how you'll manage your business or even your personal finances down the road? Something to mull over.